8 employees for the DMV were arrested for selling driver's license to more than 1,000 illegal migrants.
America, we just uncovered one of the most dangerous corruption schemes in Florida history. 8 people were arrested for selling over 1,000 commercial driver's licenses to illegal immigrants who never took a single test. Many of these people can't even speak English. We're talking about 80,000-pound tractor trailers being operated by people who can't even read road signs or communicate during an emergency. But here's the kicker. This operation generated over $120,000 in cash and ran for 2 years without even being detected. How many unqualified drivers are on our roads right now?
Minor shortcuts. These were intentional acts of corruption where individuals paid bribes in exchange for skipping critical safety evaluations. Let me be clear that putting untested, unqualified drivers, especially those with commercial licenses, on our roads is an unacceptable risk to every family in this state.
What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. This story perfectly shows how Biden's open border policies have created a pipeline for criminal activity that puts American families at risk. But we're not just talking about paperwork violations. We're talking about a systematic threat to highway safety. Let me break this down for you. 8 people have been arrested. 2 DMV employees in Bay County were taking cash bribes to issue commercial driver's license without requiring written tests, driving tests, or proof of legal presence.
The scope of this investigation: yesterday we seized over $120,000 in illicit proceeds tied to this operation. Evidence suggests that hundreds, if not more than 1,000 fraudulent driver's licenses were issued as part of this scheme.
But this wasn't just 2 rogue employees. This was an organized criminal network with 6 additional people acting as brokers, funneling illegal immigrants from as far away as Miami to buy these fraudulent licenses. And the scariest part, many of these people can't even communicate in English during a traffic stop. This operation was massive and sophisticated. Over 2 years, investigators estimated that hundreds, possibly over 1,000 fraudulent commercial driver's licenses were issued. They seized over $120,000 in cash. And that's just what they found.
The investigation also led us to arrest 5 additional individuals who are acting as brokers running local businesses that claim to assist with immigration paperwork, but instead arranged illegal transactions and funneled aliens from as far away as Miami to obtain licenses fraudulently.
The 2 DMV employees were working with a network of brokers who were running businesses that claimed to help with immigration paperwork. But instead of legitimate services, they were facilitating criminal fraud on a massive scale. These brokers were bringing people from Miami, hundreds of miles away, to Bay County to buy fake CDLs.
They accepted cash payments to bypass the mandatory requirements such as written tests, skills tests, and proof of residency or legal presence. The more than 1,000 non-domiciled CDLs were allegedly sold from a single DMV office in Florida.
Think about the logistics here. People were traveling hundreds of miles and paying thousands of dollars in cash to avoid taking basic safety tests. This wasn't desperation. This was a calculated criminal enterprise designed to flood our highways with unqualified drivers. And here's what makes this story absolutely terrifying. Many of these illegal immigrants can't even speak English, let alone read English road signs. When there's an accident, how do they communicate with the first responders? When police pull them over, how do they explain what's happening? When they need emergency help, how do they describe their location? We're not talking about regular driver's license here. These were commercial driver's license for 18-wheelers, buses, and other massive vehicles. Commercial trucking requires constant communication with dispatch, reading shipment manifestos, understanding DOT regulations, and navigating complex safety regulations. Get this, all in English. If you can't speak English, you can't handle basic communication requirements of commercial trucking, which raises the obvious question: what are these people really planning to do with these CDLs?
These licenses were essentially sold, not earned. That means we have individuals on the road, possibly operating tractor trailers, who never demonstrated the basic skills to do so safely. Not a paperwork issue. It's a direct threat to highway safety and a betrayal of the public trust.
We have people operating 80,000-pound vehicles who never demonstrated that they could do so. We're already seeing the deadly consequences of putting unqualified drivers behind massive commercial vehicles. In Austin, Texas, Solomon Weldy Aria crashed a semi into 17 vehicles, killing 5 people, including a child and an infant. 11 others were injured.
Crashed his semi-truck into 17 vehicles in Austin, Texas. Aria's tractor-trailer that was carrying goods for Amazon failed to slow down. 5 people were killed at the scene, including a child and an infant.
Aria was driving for Amazon and had been with his company for only 4 months. His truck completely failed to slow down, plowing into 17 vehicles and killing 5 innocent people, including babies. And what happened to him? His bond was reduced from $1.2 million to just $7,000. He's walking free with GPS monitoring while 5 families buried their loved ones. This is what happens when we allow unqualified, unvetted drivers to operate commercial vehicles on our highways. American Truckers United warned about this exact problem 4 months ago,
alleging that Florida was one of 10 states, including California, Illinois, New York, Texas, and Pennsylvania, that are flooding the trucking industry with illegal foreign labor.
This Bay County operation reveals a sophisticated criminal network that goes far beyond 2 corrupt DMV employees. The investigation led to the arrest of 6 additional people who were acting as brokers and intermediates, running what appeared to be a legitimate immigration assistance business. They executed a search warrant at the business called Cuba Max in Callaway, which was supposedly processing immigration documents, but was actually facilitating a massive fraud scheme. How many other businesses across the country are running similar operations? The fact that people were traveling from Miami to Bay County shows this was part of a larger network with connections across multiple cities and states. This wasn't just some small-time local corruption. This was organized crime.
Guys, I think today is yet another example of how the Biden border policy puts American families at risk. Here you've got hundreds of aliens that are cheating, that are breaking the law, that are buying driver's licenses without taking the test, getting on the roads, putting everybody in danger.
This is a direct result of Biden's open border policies, creating an environment where criminal networks can operate with impunity. When you don't enforce immigration laws at the border, you create a demand for illegal services like fake driver's licenses. The investigation revealed that this scheme had been running for over 2 years, right during the height of Biden's border crisis. Millions of illegal immigrants flooding into the country, creating a massive black market for documents and services to help them blend in and avoid detection. And here's what's really concerning. If this is happening in Bay County, Florida, how many other DMV offices across the country are running similar schemes? This investigation needs to go nationwide because the problem is clearly much bigger than one county. America, this story perfectly illustrates why we need to take immigration enforcement seriously. When you create an environment where millions of people enter the country illegally, you create massive demand for fraudulent documents and corruption services to help them avoid detection. The result is non-English speaking drivers operating 80,000-pound vehicles on our highways, putting every American family at risk. 5 people are dead in Austin, including babies, because we're allowing unqualified drivers behind the wheel of a massive commercial vehicle. Kudos to everyone involved for exposing this criminal network, but this investigation needs to be expanded nationwide. If it's happening in Florida, it's happening everywhere. The solution is simple: secure the border, enforce immigration law, and prosecute corrupt officials who put American lives at risk for profit. But that requires leadership that actually prioritizes American safety over political correctness. Every time you see an 18-wheeler on the highway, remember this story. That driver might never have taken a test, might not be able to communicate in English, and might be part of a criminal network that bought their credentials through corruption. I'll keep you updated as this investigation expands. And remember, this is what happens when you don't enforce immigration law. Criminal networks step in to fill the void, and American families pay the price. Let me know what you think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.